Hello, my horde of survivors, and welcome to Mondoid, your one-stop shop for all things Project Zomboid. And this week, Fundoid Mondoid, whatever the fuck that means. Yay! It's actually a good little blog this week. There's one new thing to talk about, and a couple of other smaller things that we already knew were in progress that we can actually do a little bit of chatting about as well. So an informative blog this week, one that's going to get, I'm sure, a lot of people excited for the future, in particular, get me excited for what's to come as well. So without further ado, let's dive into the blog itself and start right at the beginning. As always, they have a nice little opening sentence, and this week they threw out a little Hi Mathis at me because they said it's your one-stop shop for everything that's happening deep inside Project Zomboid development. So the first paragraph is probably the easiest one to get through, or at least the first section of the blog is the easiest one to get through, because they're fixing up the Steam beta build that's progressing. The one that everybody's probably been waiting for, the one that's going to fix a lot of bugs, potentially fix a lot of compatibility issues, the one that they've been talking about for 2 weeks. So that is something that they are in the midst of finishing up, and hopefully will be out. Well, it should be out by now. They were hoping to get it out before the blog went up live, which they didn't, but it's the day after by the time you're watching this, it's the day after the blog has gone live, so I assume it's out by now. I haven't checked. It's going to be under the beta tab. It's not going to be the full public release. It's going to be under the beta tab for Steam, so you're going to have to opt into it, but there is a little link as to what exactly is being fixed. You can check it out, and it does fix a lot of what was going wrong in the game at the time. So they're also looking at a way to enable compatibility mode automatically without you having to do it yourself, without you having to go through that black screen of death and all that stuff, which is a cool, neat little feature for all those people who are having that problem, and having compatibility mode kind of kick in automatically would be a nice little, easy way for you to have to do it. One less step for you to have to take when booting up the game if that's the way you're playing. So having that happen is nice. Other than that, typical bug fixing, beta release, all that good stuff. So I'm going to kind of skip through that because I've been talking about that, I feel like, for the past 2 or 3 blogs. Here's a good one. So the next one is building up the hordes. What a lot of people have been complaining about, and I can see where they're coming from, is that zombie numbers are not exactly the most numerous in this current build. They're not exactly, I wouldn't say you're exactly safe. But heading into a city, they want to see more zombies in the area and create more danger. Something along the lines. Of course, it's very difficult to do this, but think of The Walking Dead, for instance. That very first couple episodes where he goes into the city, he turns the corner, he just sees a huge horde. One of which that, there's no way he can even traverse through. That's what they're aiming for. And they're ready, they've already said they're bracing for the amount of, oh my god, way too many zombies, but that's kind of where they've always been, and that's where I'd like to see them. Of course, the problem that they had before was that there was too many zombies everywhere on the map, but it sounds like what they're aiming for is putting a ton of zombies in the city itself, while still making suburban rural areas, though still dangerous, not as dangerous. So I'm excited to see the hordes kind of return or naturally over time. I'm very excited to see that large number of zombies in the city, making city trekking way more scary than it is, even though I'm already awful at it. Making it even worse for me. So I'm excited for that. That's something that I'm looking forward to see return to the game. Then they have repair and weapons. So this is something new. So one of the things that I know they've been talking about for a while, and something that they have been aiming to do for a while, is have a weapon repair system. The question was, how do they do it? What do they need? What are they going to do? It can't be overpowered. It has to be balanced. You can't have an axe that never dies. What exactly are you going to do? And Romain has been working on a cool system that I've seen a sneak preview of, that it looks like they're finally ready to reveal. And it looks like the way they were talking about doing it, I think this is the way they're gonna do it, is say your axe breaks. Then you just remove the axe head. The axe head is the only thing that's useful, and you have to reattach it to something else. Maybe another handle from something, maybe a bat. That'd be kind of cool if you could shave down the bat. Maybe a log that you shave down, something. And when you do that, you need certain tools. So say you might need like glue and duct tape and other things that you're going to need to repair it. And when you finally do repair it, it's not at 100%, it's at like 50%. So you're getting, something that's in a lot worse condition, something that's temporarily useful for you, but not necessarily useful all the time. this is what a bunch of the new items were introduced into the game for, and I'm sure you're going to see lots of other items over time implemented into the game as more patches come out and more updates come out, so that you can repair other weapons and all that stuff, which potentially leads way into a cool crafted weapon system, something similar to like the nailed bat, maybe more weapons like that are like a lot more homegrown, home-brewed weapons that aren't as effective as, say, a straight-up axe, but are more effective than a boring old bat. Something that you would potentially be able to make at home with very little skill that you could do in the game itself, and help you, as I stumble across my words so bad, help you survive in the zombie apocalypse with some sort of self-defense mechanism. So that's kind of cool. And then, of course, finally, the last bit of the blog that we all want to talk about, the one that I'm sure you're all excited to hear, designing long-awaited NPC metagame stuff. So they automatically say they don't want to go into too many details because they've run into the issue before of, saying something way too early and getting people way too excited and not being anywhere near ready to actually put in the game. And this includes NPC and metagame stuff. So putting that out there and saying that is smart, because I've said it before and I'm glad to see that they're paying attention. Don't say something unless you're ready for people to get excited about it, because the minute you say something, people get excited about it. So they say that, but what they do say isn't anything that's going to be like that leads to NPCs are going to be in tomorrow. What they say is that they've made some good strides in implementing a new thing that is going to allow NPC implementation or NPC development way easier in the upcoming future for themselves. So that is really good stuff. It says it's also safe to say that the approach we've opened up can potentially open up better, more interesting results, as well as open up future gameplay possibilities for the sadistic AI component, especially when it comes to multiplayer. Now, again, lots of people are going to get excited about it. Really, all they've said here, and keep this in mind, all that they've said is that they have opened up something that is going to allow development to be easier for them. Does that mean that we'll see NPCs earlier than expected? Possibly. But when is expected? There's no date that determines this is expected. So all it means is that they made work a little easier on themselves, which is good, and that's what we want to see. That's exactly what we want to see. So I'm really excited to see, maybe next Monday, to see what announcements or what exciting features they have planned. Maybe we'll hear a little bit more about NPCs next week, but at least hearing a little bit about them and that the development is about to be back in full swing is exciting. I'm excited for it because, again, NPCs are going to be what make or break this game, as I said a lot, but I'm glad that they have said that we're not going to say something that's going to get people excited over nothing. And that's it. The last little bit they have down here is people still confused on how to get their Steam key from, if they have the Desura build. So there's a link here you can go right to if you need it, that you can click on and go and check out and get the Steam key if you still only are working on the Desura build and don't have the Steam version. So thank you guys so much. If you are one of the once-a-weekers, I will see you next week. If you're a regular, I will see you later today or tomorrow. As always, I will see you all next time. Bye-bye.